This is day number 386, and my name is Jordan Oveas. I'm the founder of dayNumber. I've been documenting my journey here on YouTube for the last 386 days. Holy, got a pimple there. And really, what I've been documenting about is, or what my journey's about is building a dayNumber. Usually, I share what happened the day before, and what my plan is today, and then usually like a topic surrounding it. And yesterday, another day of just spending time with family, did some work, went out to what we call the National Reserve here, or not the National Reserve, the reserves out here near Hamilton, and just to drop some products with some clients. Got to speak to my mom, and spend some time with family, but so it didn't really get much done in terms of working on dayNumber. But one of the things that I realized as I was reading James Dyson's biography last night is that he risked it all. He risked everything. He was willing to go all in on what he was building at any given time. His first venture failed. After 5 years of work, he was left penniless, and then he had to basically sue for his license, his invention, like his patent that he made for the ball barrel. Instead of a wheelbarrow, it was a ball barrel. And then he was working on a cyclone vacuum cleaner. And at that time, he had three kids, 9 to 1, from 9 years old all the way down to 1. A really high mortgage and no job, no income, and he was penniless, nothing to show for it. And his wife was basically trying to hold up the household. But for some reason, even in those times, it was a very peaceful, time for him. But he was willing to go all in on what it is that he was building. So that's the topic I want to talk about today. Is like, and this is a reminder for myself. Anytime I do these videos or these lives, documenting what happened each day and sharing a topic, it's also a reminder for myself to say that, hey, Jordan, like, you're not going all in. You're not applying. You're not doing this one thing that you should do, right? I'm not sharing here from a position of like I know it all. I'm sharing here from a position of, here's what I'm doing, here's what I'm up to, and then here's what I'm learning. And as I'm reading these biographies, like James Dyson, the one that I just finished before that was Elon Musk. Then before that was, who was the one before that? Steve Jobs. And then before that, Bill Gates. And then before that, Michael Dell. All of them, what I noticed as a pattern, all of them, risked it all, in terms of the venture that they were doing. And that's how they became super successful. Because when you guys have plan B, in terms of what it is that you're building, you're not gonna give it your all. You're gonna take small risks here and there. And that's why when you see Elon, after he exited PayPal for, I think it was, I forgot how much, 100 and something million he was left with. He put that all back into SpaceX and Tesla. So imagine that. And he had to borrow money for rent for where he was living. But he risked it all. Steve Jobs, when he was building Apple at the time, he put all his effort into it, all his time into it. And then, he got ousted as a CEO back in 1985. And then he started Next. And then not long after that, he acquired Pixar from George Lucas for $5 million. And then he ended up dumping almost all his net worth into it, $50 million into it. And then finally, they released Toy Story and then went public the following week. And Toy Story was like a huge hit, So it paid off, because then his net worth became like over $1 billion after that. So, and look what now, Pixar, and then it got acquired by Disney eventually. But he put all his effort into it, So this is for me, because right now I'm in the process of building dayNumber. I'm still working a full-time job, still trying to make ends meet for my family while I'm building this. But at the same time, I'm doing these like side hustles, where it's like you don't need to do that, Jordan. You know, focus on the one thing, right? And so that's what I'm sharing with you guys here today. If you're considering like Plan B, for what it is that you're building, stop that. You need to reconsider. First of all, why? Why are you building in the first place? You know, what is it that you actually ultimately want, right? And then when you discover that, or when you decide on that, then decide that, okay, you know what, it's gonna happen that same period. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to actually make that happen, right? So welcome, guys. If you don't know, I'm here with my boy Max. I usually go live a couple times a week with him. Maxi boy. Sorry, give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Just picking up his business here. It's a different kind of business. Hold on 1 second. Max, come on, let's go. Weston Woosley says hi. What's up? Welcome. Welcome to the live stream. Look at these magnificent clouds back here, by the way, guys. Wow. That's pretty cool. Max, say hi. Look at me. Yeah, I was here probably a couple weeks ago, and there was like a basketball. Max went crazy when there was like a basketball here. There's a basketball court. What's everybody up to today? Where's everybody tuning in from? Let me shout out your country, where you're from. Would love to know. I'm amazed by this technology, because first of all, Steve Jobs, who brought out the iPhone with Johnny Ive as well, designing it, helping design it. And then the technology behind live streaming, and then also YouTube. Those founders also came from PayPal, the YouTube founders. They all went all in on what it is that they were building, and it's Max, come on, let's go. Yeah, they went all in on what they're building, and if it wasn't for them going all in for what they're building, then guess what? They're not gonna. We wouldn't have this ability to actually connect with each other, guys. The Benry says, "Aw, puppy." Weston Woolley says, "Wow." Courtney Marriott says, "Australia." Yes. I've never been to Australia, but I'd love to go. Guys. It'd be really cool to come. Yeah, come out there. I have a cousin there that just got married out there. Or no, not just got married. They just had a baby. That lives there in Australia. Maxi boy. Where else is everybody tuning in from today? Max, what are you doing with your leash? Come on, let's go. See, he doesn't want to let go. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Where's everyone else tuning in from today? This is what he does. When he's done doing his business, he always wants to play. All right. But yeah, guys, so as I was saying, is that you have to be willing to risk it all. If it wasn't for Steve Jobs risking it all, wasn't for the people that built YouTube in the beginning to risk it all. There's even a video, go search it up on YouTube, the early days of YouTube. And they're in a room, in like a back room looking like place, and discussing like how, they're considering like they were like kind of like down, and because there was only like, I think 33 videos uploaded or something like that. Isn't that crazy? And now there's like millions of videos being uploaded every single day on YouTube. So when you go all in and you don't focus on the hurdles or the problems that you're facing in terms of, oh man, I haven't made any money for a year. Like me, 385 days, guys, building dayNumber. Haven't made a single dime off of the thing that I've been building. I mean, be it that, I pivoted a few times. First I was trying to build a documentary. Then I was trying to build a community online on school. Still doing that. And then in December last year, I decided to build an app, and I was like using ChatGPT and Flutterflow and yeah, using like like I think it was like from December to May of this year, so almost 5 months, basically 5 months. It took me to build an app that was like functional, but it was kind of shit. But people were using it. At one point we had like 10 people a day using it. So, and then my friend Paul, who I started this journey with, said, "Hey, bro, why don't you use Claude Code and VS Code to start building?" And I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to switch. I'm with ChatGPT, and it's like, it's going well. Like, he's like, no, like, you gotta just do it. And so and after that conversation, that same day, I literally revamped my whole app, and within a couple of days, I did what it would have took me, probably 4 months to do in like a couple days. And so, yeah, even though, and yeah, I'm still pushing, man. Like, even though I haven't, done any marketing or reaching out to people lately for my app, I continue to do these lives to show up every single day to, share what I've been learning, share what I've been experiencing, and also as a reminder to myself, like, what I gotta focus on, right? So I advise you guys to document as well, no matter what, even as hard as it is to, if I wasn't doing this, honestly, I don't know if I would have been still doing the same thing. I don't know if I would have like kept going, so the fact that I'm documenting every day has truly supported myself, to keep going, and because I know why I'm doing this at the same time. If I don't do it, then somebody else will, or nobody else will, right? That's my mindset. And same with these guys, the people that I'm talking about, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, they all knew that if they didn't do it, somebody else would, or it wouldn't have been built, right? They're the man for the job. So a lot of you probably have that inside, something that that needs to be built, that needs to be a problem that needs to be solved for, and that if you didn't do it, nobody else would, right? So yeah, and that's really what I wanted to share with you guys. So like today, I woke up later. I woke up at like literally half an hour ago, and usually I start work at like 9. Usually I get up at like 6:30 or 7, but for some reason, I guess because yesterday I woke up at like 5:30 in the morning because my daughter had like a nightmare and I couldn't go back to sleep, so I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna stay up. And that's probably why I slept in a little bit. But I knew I didn't sit around, read like I usually do in the morning for like half an hour, have a coffee and everything. I just got up because I knew I had to do this live, right? So because I wanted to stay committed to showing up every single day, right? Honestly, meaning even if nothing happened yesterday, I still showed up. And you'll see that throughout my whole journey in the last 386 days, that I kept showing up regardless, even on the days where I felt like shit, even on the days where I didn't want to keep going, even on the days where I'm like, man, why am I doing this? So be willing to risk it all, guys. And that's my main message to myself here today. My main message to you guys is that don't have a plan B, because plan A will always present itself, right? Not gonna look the same as what you thought it was in the first time what you started building. Like when I first started documenting my journey 386 days ago and building dayNumber, it wasn't called dayNumber at that time. It was actually called the Billions Club. You'll see my first video 386 days ago was the Billions Club. And it was about the Billions Club. So that's essentially, you don't know what you don't know, but you have to stay. The mission stays the same. The mission is still the same as, supporting early stage mission-driven founders to fulfill their mission with what they're building, and helping people turn what seems impossible, making it possible, right? So yeah, guys. Max, how you doing? Maxie, you okay? Yeah. Yeah, so at the end of the day, So many cars here. Man, today is Monday. A lot of people getting some coffee today. Timmy Hortons. You guys have Tim Hortons where you're at? Man, I had a dream last night. Weird. I seen a Corvette and I was about to drive it. Now I see a Corvette right now. That's crazy. Dreams do come true. Pay attention to your dreams. It's a reflection of what's going on within you. Not so much the specifics of the dream, but more so like what you're experiencing in terms of like feelings or emotions or whatever. Very important. Like last night, the last thing I had as a dream was, I don't know, I was like looking through something and my mom was there for some reason. And she was like, in my language, in Filipino language, look at Jordan. His thoughts are very strong, or he's thinking very strong. Like, and then my mom was like saying like, yo, like relax your mind, kind of thing. She said like, lakas ang isip. Tingnan mo si Jordan, lakas ang isip niya. It's like, look at Jordan. His thoughts are so strong. And I'm like, don't worry about it. You know, it's crazy. But yeah, pay attention to your dreams, right? And they say a lot about you. Yeah, guys. Yeah, wow. Look at the sky, guys. This is a beautiful sky. Yeah, so if you're just tuning in right now, my name is Jordan Oveas. I'm the founder of dayNumber. I've been documenting my journey for the last 385 days here on 386 days now. So go back to my first video on my channel. Like and subscribe. It goes live every single day. I only missed one day pretty much since... Actually, I've been going live every day since day number 198. And yeah, it's crazy, you know. I've been meeting a lot of people, connecting with a lot of people here, which is awesome. Probably gonna start going live on TikTok as well. And yeah, see what happens there. Maybe on Twitch as well. See what happens there. Also a professional magician. So that's something that I have to go back to. Yes, like yesterday, I seen a video of David Blaine that I haven't seen if you guys know David Blaine, he's a famous magician. Really changed the world of like how people see magic, where it's like you can walk up to anybody. Before that, it was like David Copperfield, people doing like stage magic, nice presentation. He was one of the first ones that like popularized walking up to people randomly and like getting those insane reactions, you know? And so that's what actually inspired me to do magic, and because I wanted to get those kind of reactions and also have that power, you know? So I'm gonna be doing some of those live streams again, where I go live and walk up to people, random people, and do magic. So, but yeah, the main thing, like I said, and what I was talking about earlier, is go all in on what it is that you're building. Don't have a plan B. Because like I was saying, plan A, even though it might not work out the way that you see it, it still will lead you ultimately to, you know, what your purpose and mission is, you know, in this life, right? So don't forget that, guys. So shout out to everybody here that tuned in. Courtney Marriott, Weston Woolsey, the Benry. If anybody else wants to get a shout out, I'll shout out to you right now. But I do have to go. So again, subscribe, like, and go live again tomorrow. And I'll